Hello, my name is Jonathan and I'm 16. I live in Milan. So let's start with the video. So the first question about Arduino is what it is. Arduino actually is just a company that make this board. And this board are low-cost programmable board with which you can make almost any kind of circuit. But the question is, what's his purpose? Actually, he don't have any purpose. You just have to make with them everything that you like or you want to make. So there we have 4 different Arduino board. The main difference between an Arduino board and another is the number of port and the dimension. For example, this one has the same number of port of this one, but is a lot smaller. This one Arduino Uno, one of the most common Arduino board. This one Arduino Mega for bigger project. This one is Arduino Nano, and this is Arduino Lilypad, really small for other kind of application because it's really thin. So this is one of the most common Arduino board, Arduino Uno. So let's see the pin out. From pin 0 to 13 they are digital pin or on-off pin. The pin 3, 5, 6, 9, 10 and 11 they are PWM pin. They are pulse width modulated or analog output pin. Here we have a ground pin for the power and a ref pin, but it's not a common pin so we'll never use it. Here we have even a RX and CX pin. They are for communication between 2 or more Arduino. Here we have 6 analog input. They are for all sensor and that kind of stuff that has an analog output. Here we have a V-in pin for the voltage input if you can't power your Arduino with this cable. Here 2 ground pin for the power. 5 volt pin and the 3.3 volt pin. They are for power all the components. Here we have a reset pin. It's like the reset button, but if you have the Arduino in a box or you can't press the button, you can attach a button to this pin and then you can press the button if even out of the Arduino board. Here we have an IO ref pin. It's like a ref and we'll never use it. Here we have the power cable, power the Arduino board, and here a USB 3 cable to connect it to connect Arduino to computer. Okay, for this first project we need a LED, a resistor, the Arduino board, cable connected to the computer, some jumpers, and a breadboard. So the LED has 2 legs. Connect the short one to the resistor. Then connect the resistor to ground. And the other leg of the LED to a digital pin that we choose. In this case the pin 9. Now we have to connect the Arduino to the computer with the cable. So here the program I made. Let's start. There are two main parts, void setup, this part, and void loop. The void setup is where you define the pin and their purpose. In this case I define the pin mode of pin 8, here this pin 8, to output. And then we close the bracket and put the semicolon. And we close the bracket of the void setup. So here we have a void loop. The void loop is the part of the program that goes in loop. And every time he starts with this line, then he do line for line, and then when he reach the last line, he goes up and restart all the cycle again and again. So let's put this code in Arduino board, pressing this button. Okay, now as you can see, the LED started blinking. In the while loop we write this thing. We said that the pin 8 is high, so on. Then he'll wait 1000 milliseconds. Then the pin 8 become low or off, and then he'll wait a second. Then he start again and say this thing. So we can do any kind of light game. For example, we can make it 5000, and as we can see, now stay 5 seconds on, then 1 second off, and then the cycle come again. Or we can do really small amount of time between each blink, for example 300 and 300. As you can see now, it blinks really fast. Or for example, even smaller amount of time, for example 100. As you can see, now is faster.